A very happy new year, everyone. Welcoming you all to Via's Kitchen. I'm Vidya here. Let's start this new year with this fresh strawberry whipped cream cake. This is a fresh fruit cake that I'm making it with strawberries, but optionally, you can also use well ripened mangoes or pineapples or any fresh fruits of your choice. So, for this cake, we need 3 eggs. Break open 3 eggs and whisk it well in a stand mixer, or you can also beat it well manually. Now that the egg is beaten well, add 2/3 of a cup of sugar and beat it well again. Now add half a cup of oil and a teaspoon of vanilla essence and beat it again. So after beating it for a couple of minutes, we can see that the egg mixture has turned nice and fluffy, and also the color has turned from vibrant yellow to pale yellow. Now add the dry ingredients to the wet mixture. So for the dry ingredients, take 1 cup of all-purpose flour or maida, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, and sieve it well. Now mix the wet and the dry ingredients well by using a spatula. Do not overmix it, just give it a gentle fold. If we overmix the batter, then it will result in the harder texture of the cake. So always give it a gentle fold by using the spatula. Now the batter is ready. I'm using a 6-inch pan to bake it. Before we pour the batter into the pan, we should always grease the pan with butter, dust it with all-purpose flour, and then we need to pour the batter. Otherwise, after we bake the cake, it will be hard to release the cake from the pan. Once you pour the batter in the pan, it's always good to give a gentle tap so that the batter will be evened out. So these are just some micro tips for the beginners who just started baking. Now bake the cake in the preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. To check if the cake is done or not, just insert a toothpick in the center of the cake, and if it comes out clean, then it is done. Once the cake is cooled down, slice the cake, brush it with sugar syrup if you prefer, and then top it with whipping cream. Now that the cake is ready, let's make the whipping cream. So before we start off, we should always chill the utensils that we are going to use for whipping the cream. So I just place my utensils, both the bowl and the beater, in the freezer for about like 20 minutes, and it should be good enough. Actually speed up the process, and that's the reason we chill it. So now let's begin by making the whipping cream. So for this, I'm taking 1 cup of whipping cream. In this case, I'm using heavy whipping cream. And then to this, like, we should add half a cup of sugar. If you want it more sweetened, then you can add even more sugar. Use powdered sugar instead of granulated sugar, as the whipping cream will end up in grainy texture instead of a soft texture. So always use powdered sugar if you want a smooth texture and for a clean frosting. For a good flavor, add half a teaspoon of pure vanilla essence. Just eyeball it, don't have to measure it exactly. Just beat the cream for about like 30 to 45 seconds, and then not minutes, okay, it's seconds. And then you add gelatin mixture to it in order to have a stabilized whipping cream. Adding gelatin mixture is optional, so if you want it, you can add it, otherwise, you can just omit it. To make the gelatin mixture, I have taken 1 teaspoon of gelatin powder and then mixed it with warm water, maybe like half a teaspoon of warm water, and then mix it and let it cool. So once it is cooled down, add this gelatin mixture to the whipping cream and then beat it again for like less than a minute. Always have an eye and be very conscious that you don't overbeat the whipping cream, because overbeating will cause the whey and the butter from the cream to be separated, and then we'll not get a good whipped fresh cream. So basically we should whisk it until we get the stiff peaks, and then we should stop whisking it. So it's always important that we stop whisking to the point when we get the stiff peaks. Now that the cream is ready, we can layer it in the cake and then add strawberries to it and then decorate it. In here I'm using fresh strawberries, but in case if you don't have fresh strawberries, then you can always opt for fresh jams, or strawberry jams or strawberry jellies or pineapple jams, or fruits of your choice. So it's always up to you. This is strawberry fresh cream cake from my kitchen to yours. Hope you all liked it as much as we liked it. Wishing you all again a very happy, prosperous, peaceful and joyful new year. Thanks for watching. See you all soon in the next video.